Feminine energy, it's not about how you look, it's about what you broadcast from within. And most women today are in their masculine energy, in the survival mode. They work hard, they overachieve, they do things, but they struggle in relationship and with their own inner peace. They're in this rat race every morning, wake up, work, doing this and that nonstop. And this goes against your nature. So in this video, I want to show you how in this energy you chase, you overthink, you overachieve, you cannot relax. And all of this leads to this, even mental and health issues because this is not natural for you. Naturally, you're magnetic, you're receiving, you're at peace, you're slow, you're patient, no rush. So in this video, I'm going to give you 10 practical steps how to return to this feminine energy. And it's not on the outside, it's inside. How to get aligned with yourself. And I'm someone who is with extreme masculine energy, who always proved, achieved, reached, and all of that. All my life, I work on aligning with my own feminine power and how not to go against yourself in this. So keep on watching and let's start. Step number 1, slow down your pace. Feminine energy does not rush. Feminine energy is slow. And I understand we all have, fast lives, who live in big cities. You need to get up, go to work, do this. A lot of tasks, a lot of things to do and or on your plate, right? But what you can do right now is have slow morning, at least for 20 minutes. When you take slow shower, when you put your cream on the body slowly, when you feel every move, when you do like light massage, when you spend this 20 minutes however you want, maybe you do body practice, maybe you do meditation, you know that every morning, this 20 minutes or 1 hour, you're not in the rush, you are spending the time with yourself. You are giving time to yourself. This really helps because during the day, after you spend this time, practicing the slow morning, you will naturally want to be a bit slower during the day. You can also put alarms during the day. When you see this alarm, you're like, okay, I need to slow down. You remind yourself. Step number 2, you feel your emotions. The difference between men and women mostly are in this emotional side because men, they know very well how to suppress emotions, and women who learned to act like men in life, like overprove, achieve, work hard, they learned one thing for sure is how to suppress the emotions. So instead of that, every time you get triggered, you want to be angry, you want to cry, you don't suppress it. You're not hysterical instead of that, right? It doesn't change that. What you do is you sit with the emotion, you name the emotion, you understand, and you allow yourself to feel. You don't run into doing things instead of. What I love to do is to write things down. Let's say you have insomnia, you cannot sleep because you overthought something and you're extra emotional, you got triggered. Instead of just it's going to be okay, you live through this, you write this emotion. Of course, you can do therapy as well. This is the perfect way. And now let's talk about step number 3, which is very connected to step number 2. So, emotional expression in the moment is important, but also we women, we have this talent to create. We create life, we create humans. So, we need to stay in this creation energy. How can we create? How can we express ourselves through creativity? Of course, through art. So find this hobby that you really love. Either it's dancing, painting, singing, music, anything that you really love, and do this every week. You will see the huge difference when, let's say, you go to a singing class or you go to a dancing class, and you know that this is the way, this is the place where you are going to express what you didn't express, what you feel, and this will really help you balance the emotions. All women need that. If you reject the creativity and you say, I am not creative, I'm not going to do this, remember, it's not about your talents. You're not becoming a professional dancer or singer. It's about expression and creation. Some of us can write poems, some of us can write books, some of us can dance, paint, plant the trees, anything like that. You need to stay in this creation mode at least once a week. Number four, come back to your body. Again, the difference between men and women is that men live in their head, in their logic, and a lot of women learned to also live in their head, but it's not natural for us. For us, natural is to live in our body, to feel our body. How do we feel now? This is why we have the cycle, and we have to align our life with the cycle. Because when you have this, like, menstrual days, you are not the same as like the men. You cannot be as productive as they are. We live with the moon cycles, with our own cycle, right? We follow this. And that's why when in the ancient times they did follow the moon cycles. And even in religions, women, when they're on their period, they need to relax more. For example, in Islam they cannot pray even, because of that, because this is the very, very weak period for a woman. So we need to know our cycle. We need to align our life with a cycle. We need to follow what our body is trying to tell us. If your body is tired, you need to lay down and rest. And this is what you stop doing because you live in the logic. You need to align with your body more. And of course, most of us are doing massages and spa for that. This is good. But also you need to learn to feel, because this is what's blocked the most, this, correlation between head and body. What do you feel in the body? Again, when I told you step number one about the slow morning and slow movement during the day, you can set up alarms, and during these alarms, you slow down and ask, what do I feel now in my body? What does my body need? This really helps with like eating problems as well, because you overeat only when you don't know what your body feels. Like you give yourself chocolate because you're feeling some emotion, going back to step number two, and you don't know how to deal with it, how to express it. So what you do, you overeat. Step number five is about receiving. So the difference between masculine and feminine energy also is one is chasing, the other one is receiving. This is just natural. This is the natural law. So of course, sometimes you also need to, like, chase in life, do things, take action, because this is how we are these days. But you need to find time when you're receiving. And a lot of women who are in extreme masculine energy, they cannot even accept help or compliments. So step that I want you to follow is, next time someone tells you you look beautiful, you accept the compliment and you live through the compliment. Next time someone offers you help, you accept this help and you see how powerful the men are. This is very relevant to this step, because the stronger you see the man, the more receiving you're going to be, the more receiving vibe you're going to broadcast. So this too, accept the help, accept the compliments, receive whatever you're receiving, even from women. If women are giving you something like the compliment, you need to learn to receive it and feel how you're actually experiencing the process of receiving, right? And like I said, when you see someone helping you out, you need to see their power, because this also gives you a heads up how to receive, right? Next step is create space in your life. What do I mean by that is not to close yourself in your room and not to speak with anyone and just be like lonely, not that. What I mean is, usually extreme masculine energy is in control of every step, control of every movement, control of everything. So what we can do here is, instead of controlling every outcome, every step, every hour of your life, remember we do slow morning already, also you need to balance the actual like days and the weekends and everything, your time, at least 1 hour a day. Don't plan anything and see how you feel, see what you feel like doing, give yourself space. A lot of us are very scared to be left in this space of limbo when you don't have things to do, when you can't just relax, right? Because you learned not to relax. This 1 hour even is going to look like the whole day. You're going to feel extremely guilty if you didn't do this before, but that's what you need to do. You need to create space where you can just like be in the moment and stand still and not do anything and just see how you feel, what you feel like. First few times it's going to be a lot on you and very hard on you, but you have to try, stop feeling every emptiness, stop feeling every moment, right? Because feminine energy expands in the space. This is when you are the most powerful one, when you slow down, when you are in this like moment And this is the moment of creation. Next step, connect to nature. Nature, Mother Nature, is the most powerful for women. This is why a lot of female rituals are in the parks, next to the trees, next to the grass. If you have time, if you have nature around you, because I live in a desert, it's a bit hard. But anyway, if you have time, find this nature element that's around you and just like go there if you can. Go to the park, hug the tree, walk barefoot on the grass, swim if you like water. You need to connect to nature. The more you connect to nature, the more you connect to yourself, because feminine energy is connected to the energy of nature, because energy of nature is feminine, kind of, right? So that's why you need to do this, because nature doesn't control, doesn't rush, it slows you down as well. Because when we're constantly on our phones in the city, we don't feel we are part of this nature anymore. You know what I mean? Next one. Next step is sensory rituals. This is what I told you at the first on the first step as well, but we are going to expand it a little bit. So, feminine energy and females in general, they have this, like men usually don't do that, but females, they should learn to feel extra through their sensations, through their five senses, you know? So, this is why when I talk about slow down your pace, I also mean eat more slower. Eat and enjoy every texture. When you put perfume, smell it. Like take time to smell it, to enjoy it. Smell the flowers, enjoy it. Get the flowers and smell them. When you go to the nature, touch the grass, or even touch your, like I said, when you put cream, you do it slow and you put it and you enjoy the smell and the texture. You put nice clothes that feels good on your body. This is another feminine energy step. How does the clothes feel, right? What do you hear? What's the sound? Do you have candles around, right? All of that. If you have a bathtub, when you take bath, how do you feel, right? When you touch your face, what products do you use? Do you use any products? The products should be very, very great for your sensations, right? Like I said, slow eating as well. Next one, number nine, integrate your shadow. This is the hard one. This is something we do on the sessions a lot. So I'm going to give you very fast guidance how to do that. So shadow is something that we suppress the most. So most of us learned to be good girls, good guys, whatever, and we forgot some of our inner desires, which may seem like crazy, which may seem like not you anymore, but it's you. How to know what's your shadow? Usually you are triggered by your shadow the most. If someone on the street, on Instagram, or anywhere is annoying for you, let's say this girl, she wears always red clothes, she's too much, I hate her, she speaks so loudly, this is the trigger. This is your shadow talking. If let's say you're annoyed by, I don't know, like super girlish, like, vibes. Oh, she's in pink always. She's super like, I can do things by myself. This is your trigger. You need to accept your shadow. How to accept your shadow? If let's say you're annoyed by girls who are half naked, in your house when no one sees you, you buy the most extravagant clothes, you wear it, and you pretend you are like this. If you're annoyed by girlish girls, spend time with them, and learn how they do this. Because your shadow will always block you from success, from feminine energy, and from everything in life. Trust me, this is the biggest block that you have, because you reject part of you. Accept the shadow. Accept that you can be a bad girl. Accept that you love, like, I don't know, leather clothes, and you learn to be like good girl. Accept it. It's a very important key. Accept bad emotions that you have. Maybe you want to kill someone. Maybe you're like every day you're like, I can't, I need to dominate, and you don't show that part to people. Accept. This is very important. Last one, but not the least, right? Follow pleasure. So this is a bit related to other steps. So masculine energy always follows goals, feminine follows pleasure. This is related to loving yourself and to self love. What's the concept of self love? Self love is, of course, choosing yourself, saying no to where you have to say no, to prioritizing yourself, to prioritizing your needs, and all of that. Not abandoning yourself, right? Expressing your shadow, la la la. But also, you need to find the pleasures that's going to activate your feminine energy. What I want you to do is write at least 50 things that make you feel extreme pleasure. For example, bathtub, slow coffee, on a balcony, clothes, specific clothes that you wear, specific dress, specific shirt, this lipstick. You like to take pictures, this is your pleasure, even guilty pleasures. Write these things, and for the next 2 weeks, every day, you take one action from this list and you do it during the day, even small, even a coffee from this coffee shop, on this balcony, whatever it is. You need to be in the moment and feel the pleasure of the moment. This is what actually separates you from masculine energy, right? So I hope it was useful. As you see, feminine energy is not something that you need to learn. It's something that you need to remember because you have it naturally in you. But because of the daily lives that we have, we disconnect from our souls. I talk a lot about soul as well, but in this video, I'm mostly focused on the feminine energy itself. Everything is energy around us. Everything. If you're born as a woman, you need to learn to feel more than to do. So follow the steps. Tell me which ones you like the most. Tell me which videos you want me to record. And thank you so much for watching. Follow my page for more. I love you so much.